All right, hello guys, we're back. Going to do a little bit more tour 10 here. And here you can see we are getting probably one of the drivable holes here. So let's see what we get for a wind. And there you're getting in the face. So one of the big reasons that, we're not too worried about having rock, for example, you can see how often, you're going to take your opponent out of this hole to be able to go for the green anyway. So, it's a 50-50 coin flip whether or not we're going to be able to go for the green. With that being said, just because you go for the green doesn't mean you're going to get the eagle either. So, you're really not going to really set yourself up for failure with having a little bit shorter driver. Chances are, especially if we get straight downwind, we're also going to be able to go for the green. So there's quite a few winds where, rock is going to be plenty manageable to where we don't have to really worry about, you know, losing this hole. So it's one of the biggest reasons that I really do like rock and using it for Tour 10 is, it's really not really giving up that many yards. And for the most part, in all the tours, we're going to still be able to get through all of the holes and get to the shootout, which is the most important part. So another thing that you'll see is sometimes I'll lay up here and, really be able to give myself a good run at the pitch. So I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about this pitch because I think there is a good chance that we can make it. So that's what I'm going to try to talk you guys through is getting this one. Another important thing that I kind of want to note is, I probably would have balled down to a quasar ball and gone up against this Titan had I been thinking, but I just went with what I was using from the last tee, just not even thinking. So I did want to just make a note there that, I really didn't feel this ball was necessary. It just kind of wasn't on the top of my mind when we actually went about doing this. But, in any note, we can still maybe use that for the shootout that we're probably going to get to anyway, unless I'm able to put this in. One of the things that I do want to note is I sized this up, and I found it to be very close to mid-club. So you're going to see me do very close to a mid-club adjustment, if I can actually ever get set there, and which is about 2 per ring, doing just a little bit of an overplay. So I was trying to play it more, it's still not enough. And, that was just kind of an estimation as to whether or not it would be 2.0 per ring, and it wasn't. It was probably more like 1.8, and I should have at least gone another ring there. So usually when you size it up, you want to, figure out, do you want to use mid club? Do you want to use, some number in between? And I was just trying to go with, somewhere around my 60% number, which is about 2.0 per ring. And it was not enough. I should have played a little bit more wind than that. And here you're seeing we are going to get to the shootout. And, this is one of the biggest reasons that we actually put Goliath on, is just for this hole. Not very many holes that I can say that about, but this is one of them. And one of the things that I do want to note is if you do choose to, well, first off, I can say that this guy definitely just over adjusted. One of the things that I also might do is I might, you saw how he started it right at the hole. I would probably curl it because there you can see that my opponent did lose it to the right there. It has to do with the momentum of the ball, the side winds. You're going to want to counter it with something. So that's what you're going to see me try to do with my shot. I do like to get a little bit more aggressive so I can amp the backspin up. So you're going to see me land it a little bit farther than my opponent. And you can see what I'm kind of doing with my spin here is I'm, increasing it off to the left just to kind of be cautious, kind of like this. And we're going to try to go at it like this. One of the things that I do is I do 20% more here. So, I need to make sure that I go at least a full 5 rings. And I'm even going to tackle in just another quarter just to be on the safe side. Try to hold this up on the green there. But notice what I did with that left momentum to try to get it to stay up. It looks like it's going to just stay up. So you can see what I did there with my side spin. It was just barely enough to keep it up. So you can see why my opponent's ball did roll off to the side, because even with that left spin that I had on there, it still almost wanted to run down that hill. So you do want to be very cautious of that, and give it the adequate amount of side spin. Maybe I should have gone at least a ring bar and a half there, bar and 3/4, and I just did a full bar. So you might want to amp it up just a little bit. In terms of my landing zone, it was probably pretty spot on. It was just that crosswind that ended up doing that with the extra to the right. So keep that in mind, and I think overall you'll win more shootouts than not. So good luck.